Okay, so previously I created a game save manager which keeps track of the tendency of the two treasure chests in the game, the hearth container or heart container, that's a spelling error on my part, and the player inventory, so whether or not the player has a bow item or not. Um, Now, every time I went to the game, um, it would save the information of whether or not the player has got X amount of number of coins or bows or keys, which you don't want because they're supposed to be like unique items, or in the case of like the bow or the keys, there should only really be one of each. So um, that's where the game save manager comes in. Uh, that keeps track of everything, but I would always have to reset it. So if I go to the pause menu, if I go to the pause menu here, there you go. I've got a button here that resets the save. So if I've gone around, I've collected the bow and the key, etc., and then what will happen is it will then, when I go back into it, and if I click on reset save, it just resets the tendency of those items which are as part of the game save manager, which is kind of cool. So that just kind of, it's a debug button which won't feature. I mean, obviously that looks really out of place here. So if I was going to make this game properly and then release it, obviously that would not be there. That's more for my benefit as a time saving device, basically. Now, what I have got, which is kind of cool, is I have, and this took ages. Apparently, did take a while. If I come out of here, I have got a. If I go to inventory panel and activate it, go to game. There you go. You can see I've made an inventory panel. So when I load up the game, see, there you go. It shows up as there being one bow. Now, yeah, I'm going to put it, maybe make that smaller, organize it a little bit. I haven't done everything on here yet. Should really be a button so you can select it and use it. I haven't done the code for that just yet because I haven't done that tutorial. But in regard to this actual inventory screen, all the back office stuff is there. So if this remains in focus, so basically I've got the inventory manager here, which will basically create a blank inventory slot and populate it with text, an image of the item, and whether or not it's there or not. So if it's not there, obviously it won't appear, but if there is, it will. Oh, it's gone out. Fucking. Do you know, I've recorded this 3 times already. I'm putting way too much thought into the recording aspect when I don't really need to. But yeah, so so I've had to create 4 separate scripts just for this inventory screen to pop up, and I haven't even finished yet. So that's going to be the next thing I've got to do. But yeah, at the moment we've got a inventory panel that will be part of the pause menu, or maybe work similar to the pause menu. So I just press, I don't know, I on the keyboard or whatever else, I don't know, whatever button on a control pad to bring up the inventory. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like I've done a lot, but this is, so I can actually turn all the individual bits off, can't I? Just turn that off. What I've also done is here, I am going to get rid of this because I don't really like mini maps. But I did add like every enemy, and I had their own like icon, but it's kind of bugging out. And so what would happen is occasionally it would just lock on, and instead of having the player in the center of the map, the mini map, it was actually one of the enemies. So that was kind of annoying. So yeah, I've added an inventory screen. There's going to be like an item description bit and the button there when you press use, etc. See, it doesn't show up at the moment because this item here technically isn't really an item to select, because I haven't done the code for that yet. But when I have done the code, there'll be like This will be like a basic a screen here, and there'll be like loads of items that you collect, and maybe there'll be a function where you can scroll up and down, and here there's going to be the item description and the button that you press use, and then you end up using that item, or or equipping that item. So the reason why it doesn't show up yet is it's the script that I've got actually. In fact, I can show you where it is. Oh, I've just shut down Visual Basic. Okay, so one of the scripts basically manages that. So it goes into Unity and uses the game engine, and it automatically turns it off. So so it's not there unless you actually select it, but I haven't been able to put the bit where you select the item just yet. So I've just done the bare bones of the inventory management screen. And yeah, that's what I've got so far. Yeah, still progressing, which I'm surprised by. I mean, I've been doing this started in August, I think. So yeah, about 4 or 5 months I've been doing this, and yeah, I've got like quite a bit. I've got multiple different rooms. I've got separate areas, so scene transitions. I've got a main menu, I've got a pause menu, I've got an inventory screen. It's all coming together. And funny enough, I'm never going to release this game when it's finished, because this isn't the game I'm going to be making. But I won't even have these graphics. I really don't like the aesthetic. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, it's coming along, and I'm learning all the basic bits. After I've finished this, I'll move on to another series of tutorials. Maybe do something isometric and see if my laptop can handle it. I mean, it's got a Ryzen 3 AMD thingy and Radeon Vega graphics or whatever. But yeah, I don't think this laptop, as you can probably hear, the laptop like whirring away. The fan is going crazy. I don't think it was built for this, but I'm using it, so I've got no other choice on that matter. So yeah, that's what I've got so far.